What is going on, guys? I am the Abzan man, and today I'm going to be complaining about companions for most of the video. So lately I've not been very interested in playing Magic the Gathering. I'll say that I've been busy with personal life and just being stressed due to the current climate and stuff, but there were points in my life previously where I was able to play Magic the Gathering as I was able to vent through it, and we're not able to go to F&Ms anymore, so I'm not able to deload with hanging out with some of my friends from there. But Companion has taken a toll on my interest in the game overall. So this was kind of like a big snowball. I think if we just had Companion over the course of like a normal year, then I think people wouldn't be freaking out about this. So I don't know, let me just explain, I guess. So the past few months we've had a lot of really powerful cards that have shaken up a lot of formats, and like every single set there's just been haymaker after haymaker. And I'm going to go over the list of about 60-ish cards that you have to keep on your radar if you keep up with multiple formats, because if you don't, then you're just not able to play the game in a competitive manner. So starting at War of the Spark, I'll say Karn the Great Creator, Narset Parter of Veils, Dreadhorde Arcanist, Teferi Time Raveler, Nissa Who Shakes the World, Jace Wielder of Mysteries, and Neoform are some of the all-stars from that set. War of the Spark hit, and it definitely amped up a lot of the formats. And in Modern and Legacy, Karn the Great Creator was a slam dunk. Teferi Time Raveler, completely obnoxious card. These cards, like, immediately as soon as they were present in the metagame, you had to respect them. So it's really, really annoying. And this trend continued pretty heavily with Modern Horizons, with Ren and 6, Urza, High Artificer, Arkham's Astrolabe, Prismatic Vista, Scale Up, Force of Negation, Yawgmoth, Thran Physician, Ayula, Quingamon, Veers, Echo of Aeons, Canopy Lands, Plague Engineer, Icevane Coatl, Force of Vigor, Altar of Dementia, Hogak, Arisen Necropolis, Collector Oof, Goblin Engineer, Carrion Feeder. Nobody likes the cards that were printed in 2019. Just from these two sets alone were just completely ridiculous. And then M20 we get Veil of Summer, Golos, Elvish Reclaimer, Field of the Dead, and Lotus Field, which really shook up Standard. Golos and Field of the Dead just made Standard unplayable. And shortly after they got banned in that, they also got banned in Pioneer, thank God, because it was abysmal. Thrall and Eldraine, we got Brazen Borrower, Drown in the Loch, Emery, Lurker of the Loch, Questing Beast, Oko, Thief of Crowns, Murderous Rider. I didn't include the 2-mana free card. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the one I got upset at got banned. But okay, we also have Theros Beyond Death, Thassa's Oracle, Croxa, Titan of Death's Hunger, Heliod, Suncrown, Klothys, God of Destiny, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. We have had too many cards. I don't know if I have to keep going, but we've had too many cards over the past year that have just they've been wrecking the metagame. Prior to this, I think we, in the Ravnica Return, or the first one in the Return to Ravnica set, I was really excited about Night of Autumn, and it was like, yes, I get to add something to my Devoted Druid deck, because I hadn't had a tune-up in a couple of weeks, or a couple of sets. So I was like, cool, we get a cool 2/1 3-drop, great. It made me happy. But after that, all of the metagame just started shifting and getting just nuts, and it was honestly really annoying to keep up with. Because you have to set up your mindset to be able to handle certain types of matchups. What's going to be present in the metagame, and what am I going to have to fight against? And within 2 months, it was just everything's turned on its head. And yeah, we strive for variance, because if the gameplay gets really stale, then that's going to cause people to lose interest, which I will get to shortly. Just going in the different directions every set that releases is just it's really exhausting to try to keep up with everything. If you're not watching videos and you're not like watching streams of people play all these different decks that have been emerging from the past year, which is incredible. I'll have to say that there's been a lot of new cool decks that have popped up in the past year, but that is so it has taken a huge toll on me, and it's like a lot of my time that I invested each set is just gone because it doesn't matter the next set. Like, there was nothing that I could have done to prepare for the Lurrus metagame. I mean, we all had the same amount of time for it, so I mean, the fact that I wasn't particularly successful during it isn't necessarily anybody. It's not the mechanics' fault, but I just kind of I did not feel motivated to do anything during just that dreadful. I hated the metagame that it caused, because everything just became, it was the same. It was the same game plan every single time. Is, can you deal with their Lurrus? If not, it runs away with the game. Everybody's playing it, so okay, so if everybody's playing it, shouldn't it be fair? I mean, if everybody was playing Jataxian Probe, shouldn't that have been fair? I mean, I've realized that it's quite different, the two different cards. But, I mean, breaking one of the fundamental mechanics of Magic isn't something that I'm particularly fond of. Drawing a card for free with Jataxian Probe isn't something that I would have enjoyed. Thank God I never had to play against that. But I'm kind of sad that I had to play with the 8th card in your starting hand. So what I would like to see, I would like to see Wizards take an, I guess, aggressive approach on Companion and just do away with it. If I wish we could play Lurrus in our decks and as like a 2 or 3 of or so you might get to see it every game or so. If you play as a 4 of, you'll likely see one every game ish, and whatever. But it's a cool card. I mean, 3/2 lifelink that you get to return something. That's not just like bad on its face, but the fact that you get to do it you get to play it every single game. It's coming every game. You have to play around it every single game because it's just there. It's just not fun. It's just really not fun, in my personal opinion. When you have to play against Yorion, Flickering, Agent of Treachery in Standard, that's not getting your lands taken from you. It's not fun. When it's going to be every single deck, everybody's going to be playing one of these stupid 10 cards, and if you're not, then you're at a disadvantage. I mean, I will say that, like, with Lurrus in Legacy, I feel like there was an opportunity to play some of these good 3-drops, like Plague Engineer and True Name Nemesis, but is it worth the extra card? Are the quality of those cards worth losing the quantity that Lurrus gives you? I can't be super certain. We didn't have a lot of time to test in it. I didn't get to. I played a couple of leagues with Lurrus with the Turbo Depths variants, and it was okay. And I don't think Depths was particularly, I don't think it was at a super bad state with the metagame at that point. I think Lurrus getting banned is probably going to help a little bit because, for whatever reasons. I guess I should get into that in a different video because I'll likely be playing Depths after the Companion rework. I hope they just remove the Companion mechanic from the freaking game. Why did they have to do this? If I get to Thoughtseize your Lurrus whenever, it's like, there's a good chance that this deck will be playing Lurrus, so I at least have the opportunity to Thoughtseize it from you. That's going to be really nice. It's going to be good to be able to interact with Zerta by taking it. I can take something more than just Grim Monolith at this point. I don't think that all the 10 Companion cards should just be banned from everywhere, because I mean, Karuga hasn't done anything for all the other ones since. Like, it'd be cool to have an Obosh deck or a Kahira deck, but having the 8th card is just an issue. A reasonable thing that I've seen that could be, that could fix it is if it starts in the Companion zone and it's revealed, and then you only just start with 6 cards. So like your 7th card is always your Companion, instead of your 8th, and then it goes to your hand. I think that's one of the more fair, ways to handle it. But then that starts getting difficult for newer players to read Companion on the card. It says it has Companion with whatever the criteria is, and you cast it from outside the game. If you have to say you can cast it from outside the game, you see, outside the game doesn't work with it though, because I mean you have to put it into your hand, so it's not outside the game anymore. So you're able to interact with it, which is the whole purpose of it. And I heard some people talking about paying 2 mana or whatever to put it into your hand, and then casting it from whatever mana costs from there. But I feel like at that point it's just unplayable. And not that I would be mad at companions being, basically banned out of the format. I just wish that, I wish the companion mechanic was banned, but the cards are not. That's kind of where I'm going with it. I don't want half of the combo for like the Zerta and the Garuda decks. Having half of your combo in the command zone. You know what? I'd kill to have a Devoted Druid in my command zone. I could play that thing on turn 2 every single game. I mean, I feel like I do anyway, so I'm just lucky sometimes. But, having the ability to have my Devoted Druid not get Thoughtseize, that sounds fantastic, especially when you're playing Garuda and you're just trying to LED Garuda. Now, if they put it into your hand, then Garuda gets completely killed, which would be kind of sad, because that's, the entire purpose of that deck is to just try to power it out as fast as you can turn 1. But, I mean, maybe that's enough. I mean, if they just did the everybody starts at 7 cards instead of some people get to start with 8, maybe that's fine. Maybe it's not. I mean, I've expressed to you what I wish to happen 3 or 4 times now, so whatever. I just hope they change it for everybody from standard to vintage, not just a standard and pioneer change or legacy, or let's make it universal, so that we're not having to deal with like confusing differences in the same mechanic from different sets. I personally wouldn't be a fan of that. I would like it if they did it like they did like this the conspiracy cards. Let's just not fool with them, but whatever, I guess. So I'll end the video by saying, once these companion changes go live at some point tomorrow, I'll try to get a league recorded and try to get them posted back up. I'm sorry for not being very active. There's just not much I could have really done the past little bit, and plus I just haven't felt like it a whole lot. So hope you guys and girls can understand. I'm really excited to start using the webcam for the channel, so I can get back into the swing of things with a little bit of extra pep in my step. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. I hope you like and subscribe. Comment if you have a good idea for how you could fix companion, because I don't have any good ideas other than just ban the mechanic. Whatever, I guess. Peace.